Hey dumplings, it's Dave Desai. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to get into Jimin sort of being attacked and pushed by this other artist. I want to get into what was going on with it and of course Jimin's reaction to it, because I think his reaction tells us a lot on the type of person he is. We also have a new update by the New York Times on Jin's military exemption thing. There were some updates that were made before that I didn't talk about, and of course some new updates that we're going to talk about today. Is Jin completely exempt or not? So let's get into it. Let's get into the tea. If you're new here and you're interested in this type of stuff, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified anytime a new video drops. And if you use a hater, like to be the first to leave your hate comment, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell also so you can be the first to do so. Now let's jump into it. Now the first thing I want to get into is of course Jimin being attacked or pushed by this particular artist. But first let me give you some of the nice juicy old little backstory, the context, the lovely context that we are so used to here. Now BTS a while ago flew all the way from Korea to LA to film a TV show. Their show called American Hustle Life. They were still in the beginning of their career at this point, and they were basically learning from other hip-hop artists just to kind of better prepare for their own career. Our boys are always learning, they're always trying to be better, and of course they're always trying to get better even after their debut. Now hip-hop is of course something that I feel Bang PD really knew was going to help them in their career in the long run. K-pop at the time was very much hip-hop inspired, whereas lately it seems like K-pop is more like soft rock and more like EDM or techno. But this is probably a good guess as to why every group needs a rapper. And now while Jimin is amazing, like an amazing classically trained dancer, I don't know how much he actually knew about dancing to hip-hop or that type of style. So there's probably a little bit that he could learn. Now there are a bunch of American dancers there who the members of BTS like Jimin and J-Hope were participating in a little dance-off. Now Jimin was up first, and right at the beginning, you saw Jimin try to dance, but the American dancer pushes Jimin back. And Jimin basically had to stop and let the American dancer do his thing first. Like this was the American dancer way of saying, yours isn't good, let me go first. Which fair enough, it is a dance-off. You need to be a little bit more aggressive in those type of things. And there is that like playful like I hate you type of thing going on when you do stuff like this. Like playfully roasting each other type of thing. Plus stuff like that looks very good on TV. It's very interesting. However, we don't know how Jimin took that, but a lot of people do think that Jimin was a little bit upset. But you can definitely assume that a group that's never been to America, not really know English, and definitely not know American culture, when you see this guy kind of push Jimin, you kind of assume he's a jerk, right? But Jimin didn't let this show on his face. He wasn't going to show the world that he was angry while he was dancing his dance competition. He was still super profesh. Our baby, nothing less. And when it was his turn to dance, he absolutely killed it and showed the dancers who is boss. Now, of course, Jimin had a really great attitude about it. And of course, wanted to be seen as a great dancer, not someone who was going to lose his cool. But you did see him a little later get a little bit mad, given the fact that Jimin's face 99% of the time is always smiling. He always has some sort of little smile on his face. And even his resting face is smiling. So when you see him angry, you know he's angry because he has to go and make that face. So J-Hope was actually up next after Jimin, and he got to do a little dancey dance with the American dancers. And you see Jimin's face completely turn, like he went rogue. Ooh, red Jimin, sexy. He was staring down at the American dancers, and this is because Jimin has mentioned before that you can attack him, you can say whatever you want about Jimin, but if you say anything about the other members, he gonna be mad. That's kind of how I feel about you dumplings. When I see everyone kind of attacking me, that's fine, but when they call my community dumb, oh. But back to BTS and Jimin. Jimin doesn't think of BTS as just members. He thinks they're family, he thinks they're really, really close friends. Of course, if anyone goes and attacks my family and my friends, I'm gonna be mad. I feel you, Jimin. Now keep in mind, Jimin was staring down at this American dancer dancing with J-Hope. And if the American dancer treated J-Hope anyway similar to how he treated Jimin, Jimin would have definitely stepped in there and had words. Oh, there would have been words, which I love. I love words. I really love how Jimin's heart is so sweet, how caring he is of everyone, given the fact that J-Hope is his older member. So it should be the other way around if J-Hope protecting Jimin. But our baby Jimin's heart knows no age. It's gonna do what it's gonna do. I love this so much. I definitely wanted to see what some people over on the tweets had to say about this. One person wrote, remember when Jimin got pushed by the American dancer while they were having a dance battle and all of the members were so angry? Yes, I do. That's what we're talking about today. And it seems like apparently it wasn't Jimin that was just angry, but it seems like some people thought that all the other members were angry too. That is funny though. I am sure the American dancer did not mean any harm by it. It was supposed to be a cool banter type of thing for the TV, like play it up for the camera. But understand that BTS is a small group at the time. They were probably super nervous and just maybe feeling a little bit anxious. I could totally see why they would be angry, like if someone were to go and invade their personal space. Also like a cultural thing. In Korea, I don't think I've ever seen anyone even playfully push each other. This action would either be done by someone who you know for a really long time, or it's an action done by someone who really hates you. But hey, BTS is now super successful. So if they ever were to feel inclined, they can go meet the American dancer and go give a few pushes back. And while you're at it, stop by my house and give me a few pushes. I won't be mad at all. Now, BTS has been together for years, and Suga's health being not great right now, he's taking a much needed hiatus. It's definitely hurtful and sad to hear, but it's necessary. I would never ask Suga that he must perform right now and be with BTS right now, even though he's in a lot of pain. BTS is also carrying on, they're doing really well, but they do seem like they obviously miss Suga too. Now, while I can deal with Suga taking a break, because he is doing something that is much needed for his health, and he still actually has the freedom to go and live his life. Like when BTS is gonna go and do their concert, Suga can obviously be in the stadium and watch. However, military enlistment. Now, I'm all about supporting your country, but how much support does a country need? If you're someone who doesn't want to go into the military is gonna be like a prison. Let's be real here. You don't get much freedom, your schedule's made for you. You can't really eat whatever you want, just what's given to you, and you're constantly exercising like 9 hours a day. Actually, you know what? That sounds just like being a K-pop idol. But anywho, I would still be upset if Jin went to the military before Suga even got the chance to come back to BTS, because then we'd be down to 5 members. That's just not acceptable. So now there's many issues with the status of Jin's military enlistment thing. Quick little recap. The military age, I believe, is 18 or 20, and it goes to about 28 at latest. And you have to enlist at this time if you are able-bodied, and exemptions do not include K-pop stars. Now, exemptions have existed, but these are very, very small numbers. Oh, and this is just men. So now the government has talked about for a long time the exemption status of BTS and specifically Jin, because he is turning 28 Friday, December 4th. So he would have to enlist immediately. So initially they talked about postponing it, that was like canceled, I believe. And then they were talking about all the BTS members going together at once, like way, way later. Like I believe it was made to be 2025. But I don't think any of those laws actually ended up passing. Now, some of you might be aware to pass a law, this takes a very long time. However, it seemed like this law passed just in time right before Jin's birthday. And his service is now officially postponed to age 30. Oh, but which is still something that's never been done before in K-pop. I don't think anyone's ever gotten that privilege. Jin can now breathe a little bit. He has 2 more years of breathing freely. And I think us armies can breathe a little bit more too. That also means in 2 years, the government has this time to kind of determine whether BTS should be in the military or not, like completely at all. And if this will affect their economy if BTS does go. Now, of course, I think this is a very controversial topic, but I am very happy. I wanted to read kind of the article that was talking about this. This was an article by New York Times. They wrote this. South Korea's National Assembly, enamored of BTS's global success, came to Mr. Kim's rescue by passing a revision of the country's Military Service Act. The revised law lets top K-pop stars like Mr. Kim postpone their military service until they turn 30. Mr. Kim, who goes by stage name Jin, will now be able to perform for 2 more years at what could be the height of his career. I think the government is maybe hoping that in 2 years, BTS's popularity would die down, and then at that point they'll send BTS to the military because they won't be as big of an impact on the economy. But if in 2 years BTS's popularity does not die down, and they bring even more money into the Korean economy, they might pass another law. And this law would no doubt probably change Korea history. Like this Jin postponing to 30, this is something that Korea's never done before. A 2-year additional exemption, that's like amazing. I feel like 2020, a lot of historical things are happening. Not only in America, but obviously the world. And I'm starting to realize if you have enough influence, like on a lot of people, and you can affect so many people's lives, laws will change for you. So my take home from this is that if you don't believe something is right, like racism, which is something I talk about a lot, also homelessness is something I'm very passionate about, say something. Make a big deal on the streets, and things will change. Laws will change. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave it down in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'm featuring this comment right here. Thank you so much for leaving a comment. As always, I do have a Patreon. I have a lot of exclusive content over there that I can't really post on here. This is due to copyright, it being taken down and all that stuff. So I do keep it over there. You can go over there and check it out. I have a lot of reaction videos like music video reactions, performance reactions, ship reactions, also doing TV show reactions over there as well. So you can go over there and check it out. Link is in the top of the description down below. Also, anything you contribute over there gives back to this channel and all that jazz. I have a video over there explaining that. With that said, there's 2 videos that will appear up on screen at the end of this video. So click on one of those. I'll see you over there. Bye. I put